I posted this caption on Twitter before I posted this article. Imagine putting all this time, hours, and effort into putting together a tribute for your idol, only for the platform in which you were to perform cancels the tribute due to quote unquote unknown reasons. So in case y'all are unaware, the American Music Awards aired on Sunday night, and I wouldn't fault you if you didn't know, but hey, I kind of had to know in order to bring you this story, in which Chris Brown was slated to do a tribute to Michael Jackson, arguably the greatest entertainer of all time. And it's interesting because, in case y'all are unaware, the Thriller 40, or the 40th anniversary of Thriller, is this month. It came out November 1982. I believe this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, this past weekend. Biggest selling album of all time. And Chris Brown was slated to do a tribute for him. And literally like the day before he was supposed to perform for an audience in a tribute to Michael Jackson, he gets a ding from the people over at the AMA saying, "We're canceling your tribute." I said, these people are the worst. And then to not give him a reason as to why that is even more egregious. Like, why would you just leave it high and dry about what happened or why you canceled this tribute, which I'm sure many people will want to see, but you don't tell them why. Now, before I get into the article, I'm gonna ask a question to the chat and to the people in the comment section. Do y'all remember back in 2010, a year after Michael Jackson passed, that Chris Brown had did a very awesome and very emotional tribute to Michael Jackson at the BET Awards? When I saw that, I was literally like, when he was done, I was standing up, clapping and cheering as if I was in the audience myself. It almost damn near brought a tear to my eye, because that was at a time when Chris Brown was still going through it with the whole thing with Rihanna. That was like 2 years out from that, but it was still a lot of, he was still being heckled by the media from that. And to this day, they still kind of throw it out there. And I'm like, Chris Brown and Rihanna are so far removed from that, but mainstream media does not miss a beat of bringing up something that happened well over a decade ago now. It's been over a decade. This happened back in 2008. We are in 2022 and they still managed to find a way to bring that up. They have both moved on with their lives. Chris Brown is still doing his music and he has his family because he has two children. Rihanna's doing her thing. She's with A$AP Rocky and she's about to have her first child. But they cannot stop trying to bring that up because that's just how mainstream media is. And because Michael Jackson was a controversial figure in and of itself for so many years, they're always going to bring that up. And that man's been dead for well over a decade. So there you go. But I'm gonna go ahead now and read this article and y'all gonna see what else they're talking about. Chris Brown says he was supposed to put on a big tribute to Michael Jackson during the AMAs this weekend, but claims honchos pulled the plug last minute out of nowhere. The singer posted a lengthy video Saturday that shows him in a dance rehearsal with a group of people, and he's putting on some serious MJ inspired moves to a few classic hits, which Chris says would have been a part of a show-stopping number of this summer's during Sunday's broadcast. The songs featured Beat It, Billie Jean, Wanna Be Starting Something, and Thriller. Presumably this is in line with the 40th anniversary of Mike's best-selling album. Chris's original caption reads, "You serious?" And he wrote this in all caps. He followed up in a later comment writing, "Would have been the AMA performance, but they canceled me for reasons unknown." Instagram users are mostly in support of Chris, openly asking why they scrapped it if it was this good. Of course, there's speculation as to why Chris Brown's performance may have been nixed. Frankly, he's controversial. Even all these years later, Michael himself is obviously also polarizing, especially in more recent years with the allegations highlighted in the documentary or the mockumentary Leaving Neverland. Still, Chris's tribute would have been a nice full circle moment. The guy has famously done MJ tributes in the past, like in 2010 when he did a big one at the BET Awards a year after Michael had died, which I mentioned earlier in the article, in the video. There's also the nonstop comparisons made between himself and the King of Pop. Akon recently brought it up again, saying Chris could have been as great if he had a cleaner crew. Akon, shut the fuck up. You got some issues going on with you too. You need to stop trying to be the voice of reason. The AMAs haven't responded to Chris's cancellation claim, and they probably won't. And if they do, it's probably going to be some BS behind it. I can almost guarantee that's probably what it's going to boil down to. But I said this, what I would have done if I was Chris Brown, when I found out where my performance was supposed to be at in this award ceremony, I would have gone live with my dancers and cut right into the broadcast. Like literally steal the viewers away from them and wonder why the ratings dropped and pull all the ratings towards me, and you get a free performance. That's what I would have done. I don't know if he did that. And if he did, kudos to him. If not, missed opportunity, but it is what it is. But they're leaving it open-ended as to why they canceled on him at the last minute. And if I was Chris Brown, I would not go back to the AMAs. I wouldn't, because that was very disrespectful to not only him, but also to the person and who he was giving a tribute to. That would have been awesome to see. But see, the thing is, they have done a number on Chris Brown's career that they want to keep it at a certain level. They don't want him to reemerge back to the point where he was when he first got started back in 2005. From 05 to 07, early 08, he had a very, very good run. Like, it was nonstop. But him doing this tribute on a big stage like that, where it's like multiple people there, even though he did one in 2010 again, because that was still fresh. So it was great, but people were still on his head. If this performance right here would have literally broken him through that ceiling that he's been trying to punch through for so many years now. This would have put him back out there in front of the masses the way he was when he first started, when he was 16 back in 05. But they don't want him to get back to that part because they need to find a way to keep him in this box that they have encapsulated him into. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I have a picture up of Kelly Rowland? Well, Kelly Rowland presented the award for Favorite Male R&B Artist. Chris Brown was one of the nominees in that category. What I want you to do is listen to this audio from the show, what Kelly Rowland says, and how on code she was when she said it.
Music Award goes to Chris Brown. Chris Brown is not here tonight, so I'm accepting this award on his behalf. Excuse me, chill out. But I want to tell Chris, thank you so much for making great R&B music. And I want to tell him, thank you for being an incredible performer. I'll take this award, bring it to you. I love you. Congratulations. And congratulations to all the nominees in this category.
I loved it. She had to check someone, in this picture right here is when she had to check someone, because when she announced that Chris Brown had won in that category, someone out there heckled and booed. And she looked in the direction of the person that did it. She probably looked right at the person who did it. And she said out of her mouth, she was like, chill out. And then said, Chris, I would like to thank you for doing and making excellent R&B music. This woman literally gave this man his flowers. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to be there to receive them. And see, Kelly Rowland, this isn't the first time she stuck her neck out for black artists. She's done this before. And she's done it on a platform when she's done it. So I definitely appreciate her for sticking her neck out for Chris Brown, because, she could have easily let that slide, but I'm glad she said it, and I'm glad she gave him that compliment. And what's even more disgusting about this situation is that you will cancel a tribute for Michael Jackson to be given by Chris Brown, and then give him an award on a show that you didn't even that you literally snatched his invite away. And I think that Kelly Rowland did this because she was aware of what happened, because Chris Brown put it out there hours before the show began. So I'm sure she saw it. That's why she made this comment and gave him his flowers and gave him this compliment, because honestly, no one has really given Chris Brown a good, genuine compliment on a public stage like this in so long, because his life has literally been enraptured in controversy and scandal and so much dark negative energy. So I'm so glad that Kelly Rowland, a black woman who got on code in front of a very diverse audience on a show that's ran by you know who, and told the world that Chris Brown makes damn good R&B music. Thank you, because she didn't have to do that.